You've hit 30 and you are not where you wanted to be. I get it. My name is Ebony. I am the host of Her Life on Purpose, the podcast. And if you landed on this video, you're probably in your 30s, about to be 30 or well past them. Whatever your reason for being here, I'm so glad that you decided to come and see what it is that we are talking about today. And that is being 30 and not where you exactly thought you would be. Do you remember when, you probably were in grade school and you do this project on what you want your car to look like, what you want your career to look like, what, if you want to have a family, and you do all these projections on your life, and they try to set you up to, in most cases, if you are a millennial, the path was college. College was going to make you successful. And that was the main goal, to make sure that you were set up kind of, for some type of career goal. And, just being from the deep South, it is assumed that, one day you probably will get married and have children and have a family and all of this stuff. Then, you live your 20s for a little bit, you do your thing. You think you're trying to figure it out, and some people are fortunate enough to figure out something in their 20s to have them, kind of in the projection of where they want their life to go. But then you hit 30, and I kid you not, no matter who I talk to in their 30s, there is something that they have not yet attained that they wanted to attain, and you're in this middle ground of, oh shoot, what is my life going to look like when I'm 40? Have I done enough? And I want to do more. That is where people are in their 30s in most cases. Like, what do I do? Like, I didn't do as much as I thought I was going to do. I'm scared, and my life is like, it's not enough. Isn't that crazy? And you have some people who are, in their 30s, and you look at other people and you start to compare your life, and you look around, and some people are, especially for women, some people are married, or some people are traveling, and some people do have the home or in the space that they want to be in, and some people are not. So it is the biggest comparison. And I talked a lot about comparison, in my social media podcast, because you are able to look at social media and say, okay, this is what I want, but I'm not there yet. Or I have this and I'm good with this, but I want more. And so just being a millennial is so hard, because we have literally lived through the age of living through the age of social media. And I'm not saying one group is harder than the other, like, the baby boomers. The point is, life is hard because the people in it. People are going to make your life hard. Situations are going to make your life hard. But it made me sit back, because I am constantly reevaluating my life. And I have some people that look at me and say, wow, like, you have the family, you have the home, you have this. And then I look at my life and I say, I want more, especially like career wise. But then I have friends who have the career and may not necessarily have, the family aspect of it. And, they want more of that. And then you have some women who have the career, who have the family, but they still feel like they are not where they want to be. How can we all be in this space? And I believe it's growing pains. I believe that it's the growing pains that nobody talks about, just being in that middle ground of being 30. And then you get depressed and you get sad and you're crying almost every day. There's a point in your life sometimes where you're just like crying and you feel blessed, but you're still crying. And you're still in a space of like, damn, like, what is this? What is this feeling? Like, I need to go to therapy. I need more prayer. I need more faith. Am I going to get out of this? And when I tell you I'm walking through it with you, if you're here and you're like, oh my gosh, she got the answer. She must have figured it out. I am walking it with you. I am in the space where I am just like, I know there's something on the other side. I know that I'm close to some type of breakthrough. I know that this is a space that you just kind of have to go through and you have to experience. What are the tools? What do you do? And let me tell you, I know the tools as far as, trying to like inch my way out of it or inch my way through it. And I know that it's prayer. I know that you need community. I know that you need to just keep putting your foot in front of the other. I know that. And I'm sure that you know that too. But what do you do when you have all the tools, you know what you're supposed to do, and you're kind of doing some of them, what do you do? And the best thing that I can tell you as a person that's walking through it with you is you keep walking. And you come to the terms that everybody is going through something and everybody has to figure out their situation. And then you start to reevaluate, because there is a reason. There is a reason why you feel the way that you feel. And a lot of that sometimes is derived from just childhood. Why do you feel like you need to be at a certain spot? And that comes from, some of that comes from, you've seen the people around you live their life. You've seen your parents, you've seen family members and friends and whatever live their life. And you either want to attain something like that or you don't. And you are trying your best to attain something that is similar, to live up to an expectation of what somebody put on you, or you are trying to, run fast as you can away from a life that you have known somebody else to live, or a life that you have come from. That's kind of what 30s is. It's like this big, giant wake-up call. It's a wake-up call. And you're looking around and you're like, I have, these expectations. And you have expectations for yourself. You don't want to let yourself down. You did the list when you were in grade school, and this is what you wanted. But nobody really talks about what it takes to get there. For real, what it takes to live in the moment of getting to what you want, or getting to the thing that you're trying to get. And you can't grasp it because you can't control other people. Say you're looking to be married. You can't control the partner that is supposed to find you if that's what you believe in. You can't control that. So then it becomes frustrating. I can control myself, and you get frustrated with yourself because it's like, hey, am I not walking in the direction am I supposed to go? What is my purpose? What am I doing? Am I not taking the steps and the measures that I'm supposed to take to get the thing that I'm supposed to have? I'm supposed to have it by now. I'm supposed to be doing the thing that I'm supposed to be doing by now, because I'm literally taking steps. How long does it take? And I think that is part of the reason. We don't know how long it's going to take. And that's frustrating. We don't know how long it's going to take, even though we have the tools to know, how to wait. I don't want to. Or it's frustrating. Or it's, I've waited and I feel like that was long enough. I've tried the faith and I tried the prayer thing, and I feel like I did that enough. Like I've been praying for 10 months. I've been waiting for 10 months or, whatever, however long it's years. And I've been doing this, and, I've been the person, or I am the person that, I have it all together and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And the waiting is getting to be too much for me. It's too much. What do I do now? You keep going. You keep going. And I know it seems like, how? We keep coming back to this how. How do I keep going? You keep going. You need people around you. You need people around you. And I am talking to you from a space of a person that literally self-isolates a lot. And I'm learning, if you've listened to a couple of my podcasts with, depression and things like this, I have to really force myself not to self-isolate to the point where, I just draw people away to the point where they're like, golly, like, I don't even want to talk to her anyway. Like, I don't even want to check on her because she is like really pushing people away, or pushing, because I am the type of person, like, I need to think, I need to figure it out. But self-isolation is never the answer. And if you are in this space where you are still trying to figure it out, please get out and touch grass. Get out and smell the roses. Get out. I mean, force yourself. You are depending on yourself, which is why you are in this spot, because you feel like you are probably letting yourself down and you are at your wits' end with trying to figure out solutions to get to where you are supposed to go. And I heard someone say, I was online one day and I heard somebody say, you are right where you are supposed to be. And if God has something that is for you, it doesn't matter how long it takes. It doesn't matter the path that you take. Sometimes we take paths that are a little longer, but rest assured and sit right here in the fact that if God says that it is for you and it is supposed to be for you, you're going to get it. If God said, hey, and you heard him clearly say, hey, I'm going to give you this. And then you get to a point where you're like, God, I thought you were going to get, I thought I heard you say that you were going to give me this. Why don't I have it? It is yours. So you can be confident. You can find peace and solace in the fact that if God says it is for you, you are going to have it. Sit in that. Sit in that for a moment. If God said it is for me, I'm supposed to have it, it belongs to me, then, and if we know God to be a God that is on time, a God that never fails, a God that never lies, a God that we can trust, if it is for you, you will have it. Doesn't matter how long it takes. There is a reason sometimes that it takes as long as it's supposed to take. I don't know the reason. Listen, when I tell you I'm walking in it with you, so I'm not coming to you saying that I don't have to wait, or that I am not waiting on something, or that I am not trying to get to a place where, I'm looking for what God has promised me to. I'm walking in it with you. And I feel like sometimes we're all waiting on something, or we're all, trying to get to something. And sometimes it comes quicker than the others. And we're always measuring one blessing with the other because, God blessed me quickly beforehand. Why isn't it coming as quickly as, some of the other blessings that I've had? And the only thing that I can tell you is this blessing is a little different. This thing is a little different. And I do believe sometimes we kind of get in our own way. And sometimes that's why some of our blessings or what we are asking God for, that's why it takes a little longer than it's supposed to. Or, that's why the path goes a little, a little left or a little right. But we're still going to get there. Rest in that. Rest in, you're going to get there. You are going to get there because our God doesn't lie to us. And you're like, Ebony, my faith, I don't even believe that I'm even going to have what God has promised me. Then that is the thing that you need to be praying about, because that may be the very reason that it's just taking a little bit longer. Your faith is just, it's a little weary. So keep praying. What else do you have to lose? What else are you doing? Because if you're not praying and if you're not keeping the faith, that means you're probably worrying. And is that helping? So why not do the thing that God wants you to do? And why not pray for the thing that you're struggling with? Because that worrying and that lack of faith and that just the stress of it is really weighing down on you. So why not go the other way and constantly chase that faith and ask for that thing that is or ask God to help you with that thing that is making your faith so weary. God, I need stronger faith. God, I need you to touch the stress in my body and take it away and replace it with confidence. Confidence to know that you are a faithful God, that you have promised me something, that all I have to do is ask, that all I have to do is trust you. Lord, I'm a little upset with you. I'm upset at the fact that, you told me these things and it ain't happening. So show me your favor. Show me what it is that I need to do. Give me that person that's going to prop me up a little bit, because your word says, that all I have to do is ask. Your word says knock. And you're going to open that door. So I'm knocking, Lord. Okay. Lord, I'm having a little trouble hearing you and trusting you. Put me in a position. And God, I'm, because you have to be ready to receive that. You have to be open. And if you ain't open, ask God to open you up so that you can hear him. So now, God, put me in the position where I'm open and I can hear you and I'm searching your word for you, and put me in that position to where I can hear you. And help me to trust that it's you. Help me to know that it's you. You got to ask God for what, you don't believe, for your faith that is a little weary. Ask God to strengthen that. Ask God for favor. Show me, God, how good you are. And God, refine me. That's what you're here for. That's what you are searching for. That's what you're asking God for. That's why you're here on this video, because you need to know the how. You probably want to know the why. I can't tell you that. God is going to tell you that. God is going to tell you that. And when he tells you that, God, you say to God, God, help me to know and help me to hear that it's really you. I want to sit and I want to hear. And God, I want to be in a space where I trust that it's you, where I know that it's you, where I feel that it's you, and nothing or no one can tell me that it's not you. God, and then when you tell me, confirm it. And you say, how how do I need to confirm it? Ask God, how does he need to confirm it to you? Well, that comes off of, how do you learn? How do you want to receive it? Because I have the faith that my God is going to tell you just how you want to receive it. God, I need it audibly. I need you to send someone or send a message on television, because I'm always watching TV. I need you when I walk in a grocery store for someone to confirm what you have said to me. God, I'm a writer. So when I'm writing down my prayers or when I'm writing down my thoughts, I need for that pen just to write and confirm what it is that you're saying to me. Or I need it to be confirmed in writing. Or I need it to be confirmed from the mouth of my spouse. Or I need it to be confirmed in this way. Talk to God that way. Friends, I'm walking in it with you. Okay? There have been nights where I have literally cried myself to sleep. Like, God, I need you to bring me out. I need you to bring me through. And God, literally, there are moments where he speaks to me and that, that enemy, kind of in the next moment creeps in and he's like, I want to tell her everything that she's not. I want to tell her everything that she thinks that, people might feel about her. Or I want to really just play on those weaknesses and I want to flood her memory, and I want to go opposite her memory on the things that she has had to overcome. You didn't really overcome those things. They don't really like you. They don't really love you. Nobody's really showing up for you. Or this is what you had to go. Remember what you had to go through? Remember when they didn't show up? Remember when this is how you felt? Remember that? And those thoughts try to overtake what God is saying. I know you feel like that. I know that you're listening to this and it's like, oh, that's me. Everything that God is saying to me, that little thing that I think is little that God said to me, it's being overpowered by these negative thoughts. And the lack thereof, what I think that I'm lacking is being overpowered. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy how that can happen when we will rather believe the negative rather than the positive? And that's how we're like, oh, God didn't really say that to me, because the negative thoughts are so much bigger. How do you get them to not be bigger? You have to feed the good. You got to feed it. And that is hard. You got to feed the good. You feed the good. I mean, that takes prayer. That takes focus. That takes community. That takes writing. What do you mean by that? Write the good. Focus on the good. Pray for the good. Pray to who is good. That's God. You have to feed it. Do something that you love. What do you love? You're saying, Ebony, I don't know what I love. I don't know what makes me happy anymore. Ask God. God, show me what I like. Go for a walk. And if you feel like there is nothing today that I want to do, there is nothing today that is helping me get out of this space of I feel like I am lacking, take a shower. And if you took a shower, take another one. And if you took a shower, you took another one, get a glass of water, put lemon in it. Look at that water. Look Look at it. Drink it. Feel it go down your throat. Feel how cold it is. Feel how it makes you feel when you drink a cold glass of water. The point of that is now you're starting to feel and see the little things. You know, I don't like water. Okay, pick up a pen and just write. I am thankful that in this moment it feels quiet. I am thankful that in this moment right here, just this little moment right here, I am breathing. Thank God for that. Those are the little things that help you to feed and constantly feed and constantly feed. There's a thought, I'm not good enough. As soon as you hear that thought, say, I am good enough. And say it 3 times and say it 4 times and say it 5 times. Now you're feeding, you're feeding, you're feeding. You're feeding the good. You're praying to the one that is good. Okay? So if you're in your 30s, life is hard. I'm walking it with you. If you are praying and you're searching for something and your life is not where you want it to be, you are not alone. And it's hard. Like, for real. It's hard. Wow. Who lied to us and said, girl, you know, like who said, girl, like life is going to be hard, you know, and you're comparing. Please stop comparing yourself to other people, because there are people who are so successful, who, you know, who wasn't born into wealth and all of that, who are really just, you know, doing the thing. I see people every day, and I try to, you know, especially when I'm on social media, I try to look at those people and not just look at their success, but look at how they got to that success. If you are one of those people who are trying to attain something, look at the journey, because that's what we miss a lot of the times is looking at success and just like, oh, you know, because you start to compare yourself and you're comparing like they have this and they have that, but you don't look at the journey. So if you are in that space and you're constantly looking and comparing, I implore you to just switch it up a little bit and start looking at the journey. Looking at the journey. Because people, you know, a lot of people don't reach, I'm not going to say a lot, but some, okay? Because I don't know what people be doing, you know, all of what people be doing. But I do know that people, there are a lot of people that are in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, and they just started to peak. But they have been on their journey, and now they have those things, or now, you know, look at the journey. Do what you can. What you can and what you are doing is literally good enough. It literally is. So, happy years of 30s to us. And we are going to make it through. And we're going to, you know, make it to our 40s and, you know, 50s and 60s. And we're going to have new things that we are going to thrive through, that we're going to have to tackle, that we're going to have to go through. And everybody on the other, you know, back there, we're going to have wisdom to be able to say, hey, this is how you make it through. This is how you get through it. You're okay. Hold on. You're okay. Life gets better. I love hearing people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, especially vibrant women, vibrant Black women, vibrant just women in general, but especially for me, vibrant Black women who say, girl, I live that. I you know, you're okay. And listening to women and different who talk about the different phases of their life, whether they had, you know, the way they loved, the way they got it wrong, the way that they got it right, the way that they started to not care, the way that they wore their clothes and wore their hair, the way, I love to hear it and I love to see it. So thank God for this day. And we're going to get through it. Listen, thank you for joining me on another podcast of, Her Life on Purpose, the podcast. Well, we're living in our 30s and beyond, and we're walking to the beat of our own drum. That is always my thing, and we're going to talk about more stuff. If you want to follow me and, just what I do, what I'm interested in, and all that good stuff, Her Life on Purpose on all the social medias. I have a blog, herlifeonpurpose.com as well. I am your host, Ebony, and have a great day. Bye.